Welcome back to Socially Sold, India's largest psychology community where we make psychology easy, engaging, and relatable for you. You are watching our ongoing series of the Abnormal Psychology and Psychopathology, a complete foundational series. And today we are diving into one of the most common and misunderstood topic, which is the anxiety disorders. Right? A lot of people would be saying कि मुझे ना बहुत ज्यादा एंजाइटी हो रही है ओ डू यू हैव एंजाइटी और ओ इज दिस लाइक एन एंजाइटी प्रोवोकिंग सिचुएशन नाउ टुडे लेट्स डाइव इनटू द साइंस behind it, and of course we'll explore the GAD, which is generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, and phobias as well. So, what they look like, how they have developed, how psychologists understand and treat them as well. We will discuss more about that. All right. So, let's begin with one of the most simplest questions. Okay. How are anxiety disorders different from normal stress? Now, when we say कि ओ मुझे बहुत ज्यादा स्ट्रेस हो रहा है and when we say that ओ मुझे बहुत ज्यादा एंजाइटी हो रही है, there is a difference between that, right? So stress is a response to an identifiable challenge, like for example deadlines, exams, interviews. Like I can see that okay, there is a challenge and then there is a deadline that I have to work towards. So that is a persistent stress. Okay, it is identifiable. Please underline this. Then we have anxiety disorders, which involves excessive, that means excessive, persistent, and often irrational fear or worry also. Right. So the key difference here is that all the anxiety disorders, as I said before, okay, a previous video of the depression or MDD or mood disorders, I have already told you that there is a difference between feeling sad and there is a difference between feeling depressed, because that is dysfunctioning our life in a way, right? So our life was going normal, and similarly that goes with stress also. Like there is a stress, like for example I have to submit something, or for example I have my class going on and my students have to submit like an assignment. So then that is a stressor, but that will come and that will go. But in anxiety disorders, there is a persistent stress that is going on invariably in my life as well, and that has been interfering in my daily life functioning or making me dysfunctional. Okay, please write that word and highlight it: making your life dysfunctional. Okay, like if you will open DSM-5 or if you will open the ICD-10, you will recognize that, oh my God, I have these symptoms as well, I have that symptoms as well. But what makes you different from those disorders and make you not self-diagnose yourself is that is that particular feeling making your life dysfunctional also. Like for example, is it affecting your sleep, your relationship, your concentration, your appetite, and your daily activities? If yes, so then you have to seek help. And if no, so then we don't have to diagnose ourselves. And remember that anxiety is not always visible. Okay, so people may look okay on the outside while experiencing intense internal symptoms are also. So that is how exactly you can differentiate between the two. Now let's explore the three major disorder today. The first is the generalized anxiety disorder. Generalized anxiety disorder is very it is according to the name that we have given, right? It is generally you are feeling anxious in your life. So it is categorized by excessive, uncontrollable worry, or that constant stress that you're living in about multiple areas in life. That is why it is known as generalized, right? So generally in life you are feeling anxious, and the areas, that are there, which can be health, future, finance, work, relationship, social life, safety of the loved ones, and all these symptoms or all these excessive worries, for example, that has to be for at least 6 months for the clinical psychologist to diagnose you as GAD or generalized anxiety disorder. Okay, the worry jumps from one topic to another. So even if the deadline is over or even the exam is over, that doesn't mean that you won't feel anxious, because your mind is completely going or switching to the next topic, which can be very anxiety provoking to you also. So your mind is never free of anxious or anxiety. You're constantly feeling anxious. So the symptoms here are, and it is simplified by the DSM-5 TR. I hope you have seen our video of DSM-5 TR and the ICD-10. Oh, sorry, the ICD-11, the newer version. So the symptoms here for the DSM-5 TR and for anxiety disorders GAD is restlessness, muscle tension, fatigue, difficulty in concentrating, irritability, sleep disturbances, and feeling on the edge. Now I don't know how to describe your feeling on the edge. Rather, if you actually imagine yourself, literally you're on the top of a mountain and you're literally going to fall off anytime, right? Even if you don't have a fear of heights, but still your palms would shake, your feet would shake, right? So constantly feeling on that edge कि you're gonna fall, अभी अभी मैं गिरूंगा या अभी मैं वहां पे गिरूंगा, कुछ हो जाएगा तो मैं गिर जाऊंगा, मैं मर जाऊंगा, मेरे साथ क्या क्या होगा. That is exactly what an anxious person feels, and this is exactly what a GAD person or who has been diagnosed with GAD feels. All right. Now, there are different kinds of physical symptoms as well. Now, for example, constant headaches. Obviously, see, our mind is a mind and a body are connected, right? So it is but natural if our mind is constantly under anxiety, or there are too many things which are going on, of course the headache will happen. Okay, sweating, stomach dysfunction, then chest heaviness, यहाँ पे बड़ा भारी भारी सा लगता है. Also chest heaviness happens when you really want to say something to someone but you can't, so you're keeping inside yourself, right? So keeping that inside yourself or inside your heart will actually manifest in a chest heaviness as well. Then of course we have the rapid heartbeat, and these are a few functions, the dysfunctionals actually of the GAD. Now, it often described as worry about worrying also, right? So constantly, you are under the pressure of, oh, I'm constantly worrying, मैं इतनी चिंता क्यों कर रहा हूँ, मुझे किस बात की इतनी चिंता हो रही है, rather than those kind of people. You must have seen during the examinations as well, right? Like people will say that, but I'm feeling worried because I'm not feeling worried also, कि मुझे टेंशन क्यों नहीं हो रही है अपने एग्जाम की. But here it is the opposite, right? So a constant anticipation of something is going to happen, something wrong is going to happen, is that living on the edge, is something that these people with GAD feels. Then GAD is very very common in India and often presented as tension, stress, overthinking, and honestly it has been passed on since generations, right? Like even our parents, they will tell us कि काम क्यों नहीं कर रही है, बैठी क्यों है यहाँ पे, they because they have been through struggles in their life, and they have not been they don't have the luxury of just relaxing and spending time on their own mental health. Rather they would be feeling like, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that, because constantly something or the other was going on in their life, right? So they feel to for their kids that इनकी लाइफ में कोई कमी ना हो जाए, इसकी वजह से the mental health aspect is not there in India. And constantly you're living under that pressure that, oh, I have to do this, मुझे बिल भी भरने हैं, अच्छा मुझे EMI भी भरनी है, अच्छा मुझे काम पे भी जाना है, अच्छा मैं पैसे नहीं कमाऊंगा तो मैं अपनी फैमिली को प्रोवाइड कैसे करूंगा. Imagine constantly living under that pressure, right? So even that one day of just relaxing is not there, because that constant, that tana would come from somewhere, right? कि हमारे जमाने में तो हमने कभी भी रिलैक्स नहीं किया था, और तुम इसी उम्र में थक गए हो, 25 साल की उम्र में थक गए हो, एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट, राइट? सो दिस इज वेरी कॉमन, एंड दिस इज अ पॉइंट वेयर द पेरेंट्स will also understand. Of course, later on, once mental health aspect is very viable in India as well, that this is something that we really need to work towards. Mental health is not about luxury, it is a bare minimum that you can do it to yourself, right? So now, as we have done the GAD, let's move on to panic disorder. First, understand the difference between a panic attack and a panic disorder, right? A panic attack is a sudden surge of the intense fear, okay? So it peaks within minutes. So it includes racing heart, sweating, trembling, shortness of breath, fear of losing control, fear of dying, chest tightness, and feeling unreal and detached as well. Okay, a panic attack can happen in any disorder or due to stressor as well. Okay, a lot of times um, we kind of not differentiate between a heart attack and a panic attack. So we may fail to understand that, okay, is this a heart attack or is that a panic attack? Also, we have to go to a hospital and we will feel that chest pain, and we will feel that we are having a heart attack. Rather, the doctor will tell you that, okay, this is a panic attack that you have felt. Okay, so everything is just going inside your mind, but that will just happen within minutes. But in panic disorder, diagnosed when recurrent unexpected panic attacks occur, okay, and it has been followed by persistent worrying about having another attack as well. Okay, so it's not that, people blame people with mental health disorders that, you can do this or you can do that, and they will tell you कि पता नहीं इसको क्या होता रहता है, वो डॉक्टर के पास जाते हैं, and some people are just so they are not very sensitive towards these things, and they will just say these things कि बट उसको तो पता ही नहीं है कि उसके साथ क्या होता रहता है, बारी बारी इसको अटैक आता रहता है, बारी बारी हमें हॉस्पिटल जाना पड़ता है. And honestly, I had a client like this, and the parents had actually told her once that हमने तुम्हारी इतनी बारी जान बचाई है. Can you imagine? Can you just imagine? Okay, and these things were actually happening because she was having recurrent panic attacks, and she had been diagnosed with panic disorders as well. So there was like a significant avoidance behavior also that happened, not only because of the panic attack, but also because they wanted to avoid completely going outside. They wanted to avoid any kind of anxiety provoking situation, because they had that constant fear कि अच्छा अगर मैं ऐसा करूंगी तो मुझे वापस से panic attack आ जाएगा. And obviously the fear of dying is huge in this, right? So it's not something that anybody wants to experience in their life. Now, for example, even like a slight heart flutter, okay, the person will feel that, oh, I'm having a heart attack, or any kind of dizziness, if you may feel, then the person will say that I'm going to faint. A short breath would say that, oh, मैं तो मरने वाली हूँ, मैं तो मरने वाली हूँ, right? So something like that. So this creates like a feared cycle also, like constant fear that you're living under and leading to more of physical arousal of more panic, right? It's something like what we already did in GAD. You're worrying about worry only. Here you are fearing about life. You're fearing about death. You're constantly fearing about मुझे वापस से पैनिक अटैक ना हो जाए, एंड उसके चक्कर में बहुत ज्यादा और स्ट्रेस हो जाता है, एंड जब बहुत ज्यादा स्ट्रेस हो जाता है देन ऑटोमेटिकली इट लीड्स टू अ पैनिक अटैक ऑल्सो. So this is actually like a vicious cycle. Anxiety में भी vicious cycle ही है. Sorry, GAD में, जहां पर you are worrying about so many things, and then that worrying is also leading up to more worry in your life, and then you're thinking about more things that you can worry about. So consciously the person is living under that vicious cycle. Now, phobias are intense. Okay, now we have done panic disorder, we have talked about GAD. Now, let's talk about the phobias. And now, phobias are very intense. Okay, this is separated from fears because these are irrational fears of specific object, any kind of situations, right? So there are different kinds of situations also that you can feel worried about or phobic about. Okay, so for example, the specific phobias are animals, heights, blood, injection, flying fear. Then you have social anxiety disorder, right, where fear of being judged or embarrassed is also there. Then you have agoraphobia also, fear of being situations where escape may be very difficult for you, right? For example, ago like there is a person who will go to a room and they will constantly think कि अच्छा अगर यहाँ से जाना होगा तो मैं कैसे जाऊंगा, यहाँ का एस्केप रूट कैसा होगा। अच्छा वो अगर मूवी के थिएटर में भी बैठेगा, द पर्सन विल सिट नियर द एग्जिट ओनली, दे विल ऑलवेज टेक द कोना वाला सीट. Again, I'm generalizing just so that you can recognize that okay, these are also kind of people. And if you again have this kind of a particular disorder, go and seek some help, guys. Okay, it's no problem of seeking help. It's better that you cure it first, and rather than leading to a very huge disorder and a very severe one later on. So why do phobias develop? Phobias have a very strong behavioral component also. Now, a neutral stimulus becomes associated with a fear. For example, once the plane, for example, if a plane had, got into turbulence, for example, if you went to, right, constantly you are worrying about fear of flying. After that, you will not get into the plane again. Then avoidance, reduce anxiety becomes a reward, and phobia strengthen also. For example, if you won't go to a social event because, oh, I don't want to go to a social event, of course that's a reward only, because you will feel nice कि अच्छा मुझे anxious feel होने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. So the phobia of getting out of the house and talking to people will strengthen. It is nothing to do with, oh, I'm feeling very nice and oh, it's very nice. It is just momentarily you're feeling very nice after that. And then we have into observational learning also. So the children may develop the same fears that their parents have, right? Ki, oh, this person doesn't like going out. I think bahar जाने में कोई ना कोई दिक्कत होगी, so let's not go out early, right? So the body enters into fight and flight mode even when no real danger exists. Okay, this is a huge problem, guys, and this is exactly what we have to work towards also. In the biological model of anxiety disorders, number one is genetics. Okay, I have said it again and again that India uh, is a most common the most common disorder in India is anxiety disorder. It has been passed on since generation, and no one, I can't see anyone not going through anxiety anymore. Okay, or the parents are not like completely on their heads and telling kids and children also not to do this, not to do that, not to do this. Even like the new parents for that matter, they are young parents, right, but constantly hovering around the child and the kid and saying that, oh, you should not do this, you should not do that, this is bad, that is good, this is good for you, don't eat that, don't do this, don't do that. That is what you are passing on anxiety to your child, right? They are constantly living under that pressure that what if I do this and what if that happens, so my mother will say this or my father will say this. And you have again passed on the generational trauma of anxiety to your kids. So unfortunately or fortunately, this has been a part of our culture since a very long time, and I don't see that going anywhere else but this. Okay, then after genetics, we have the neurotransmitter imbalances. So as we discussed before, norepinephrine, serotonin are our happy hormones and they get imbalanced. So of course you are not feeling very jovial about it, right? You're not feeling very good about things, you're just feeling very sad. Or the happy hormones deplete, so the constant hormones of worrying, right, that actually elevates also. Then we have the cognitive model, where the catastrophic thinking, intolerance of uncertainty, attention bias to threat, everything is there. And last is our behavioral model. So CBT works the best with anxiety disorders, all right, where avoidance maintains anxiety. That is, similarly, as we discussed, that you avoid going out because you feel anxious when you meet people. Then safety behaviors prevent natural rehabilitation. Then carrying water wherever you want to go, avoiding eye contact, sitting near the exit points, constantly reassuring yourself and seeking that validation also. These behaviors give temporary relief but maintain long-term anxiety. All right. So, as we discussed, in India, anxiety often appears as somatic symptoms, okay? Because it has not been passed on to it has not been told to us that, okay, I face anxiety, and I think because of that, you are also facing that. So, that's why it is known as somatic symptoms. Number one is the headaches, right? Constant headaches, stomach issues, chest tightness, dizziness, and then the expressions are like, I'm feeling weak, my nerves are failing, I have tension in my body, especially in the knees and the joints. Basically, you will have a lot of tension there. And culturally common ways of describing anxiety. So, social anxiety is often confused with, अरे नहीं, थोड़ा सा शाय है, थोड़ा सा शर्माता है, अच्छा लैक ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस है, थोड़ा इंट्रोवर्टेड टाइप का है, थोड़ा घुल मिल नहीं पाता वो आजकल, so people have that constant thing that नहीं नहीं ठीक है, सुधर जाएगा, नहीं नहीं ठीक है, हो जाएगा. Rather, if you see these kind of symptoms since the beginning of the child, it's better if we get into the child psychology and child to a child psychologist and get some help from them as well. All right. So, yeah, this was all about anxiety disorders. We discussed about GAD, we discussed about panic disorders and the phobia disorders as well. I hope you guys learned something. If you guys have any doubts, questions, please comment down. And if you feel that you have any kind of these symptoms, you can always reach out to us, the psychologists, and seek some help. There's no harm in seeking help. These are all issues, these are all symptoms, and it can be cured through good treatment plans as well. All right, guys. So, in the next video, we'll explore trauma, stressors related to disorders, including the acute stress disorder. And of course, very, very important, PTSD. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Socially Sold. And don't forget to press the bell icon so that you don't miss a video for the next video. Thank you so much, everybody. My name is Shivika Chadda. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye.